Hey everyone, wanted to just kind of jump in for a minute here. I'm on my way somewhere, and I got to take a drive, so I figured, hey, why not make a quick post once again, since everybody else seems to be driving around, posting and recording videos and stuff like that. So I really wanted to kind of chime in about a situation that's going on in Mississippi. If you're not aware of what's going on in Mississippi, there was a police officer murder of a police officer down in Mississippi. Now, it's not my intent to post on every single situation that happens with the police officer killings. They're all tragic. They're all horrifying, and so I don't want to post too many posts about that. But I do want to comment about this particular situation in Mississippi and ask a simple question: What is the end of all this? What is the benefit of all this? What has been accomplished from this particular horrific incident? If what the news reports are telling us so far, that this officer was ambushed outside the police station in Mississippi, then what is going to be accomplished by this? What's being accomplished by this terroristic act and event? So, as I asked that question, I do say that it is a terrorist act and activity. Not that these guys were necessarily terrorists, but I mean, it certainly is designed. The act was certainly designed to strike fear in the hearts of people and persons, particularly those in law enforcement. So what is the end result of this going to be? What are you hoping to accomplish from that? Too many, I think, young men are playing checkers instead of chess. If you're unhappy about what the police are doing in your community, if you're unhappy about how they are behaving in your community, you're unhappy about the method of the policing in your community, or you feel slighted in any way, shape, or form, or you know friends who have been mistreated, or whatever your grievance is with the particular audience that you're targeting, right? I mean, you can say this about your boss at work. This applies to anything. What I'm saying right now applies to anything and everyone in any profession. You don't like your boss, you don't like your coworker, you don't like your subordinate at work, whatever. So what's going to be accomplished by taking some form of action that is not beneficial, right? So if what we understand, according to the news reports that I just read, is that the kid who did this is 19 years old, and I'm certainly having all the caveats, if he did it, if they got the right person, if the story reports are all true, fine, okay. We don't know yet, but as I said in other posts and blogs and stuff, we got to wait and see. Investigations have to be done. But let's just say that if these things are true from what we know and understand today as they are right now, what's the end result of this? I mean, what are you hoping to accomplish? A 19-year-old kid has now been arrested and more than likely will spend the rest of his life in jail or get the death penalty. And so what's going to be accomplished by that? Stop playing checkers. Stop gaining some quick emotional satisfaction from doing some ridiculous act that has no benefit, that is going to reap no benefit months and years from now, right? The only thing that you're going to, if you're still alive, I mean, what are you going to get from the act that you're causing, this particular young man, besides begging your family for commissary, to put money in your books for commissary? What's to be done from this? People have to start thinking long term, start thinking strategically, and think ahead. How is this incident? Okay, I'm mad today. I don't like how things are going today, but how is what I'm about to do affect the future, my future, and the future of other people like me, right? What benefit is it to burn down churches? What benefit is it to blow up hospitals, or whatever crazy thing? These types of acts only embolden and only solidify the people that you're targeting. They only get more resolve. You're not helping anything. You're actually making that group of individuals and that group of people stronger and harder in their convictions, and you're making them more solid and solidifying what they're standing for. So I'm asking everyone to be smart. I know that many people who watch this video probably will agree with me, but I'm hoping that this can make its rounds to people who are thinking about doing something stupid. If you're thinking about hurting a police officer or harming a police officer, or taking some other outrageous act against someone because you're mad at some system, you're mad at some group of people, you're mad at your boss, whatever. Think about what you're doing first, and think about what the long-term effects of those that could be. Okay, you want to become a martyr? Oh, okay. Even after you're long dead, it doesn't matter, because you've only solidified the group of people that you've targeted. If you say to yourself, okay, I'll spend the rest of my life in jail, but at least I got my point across. Okay, but I mean, having to watch your back while you're in the showers, and having to beg your family for money for commissary on your books, I don't see the point in any of that. And this is ultimately, strategically, this is all foolish. And I think that if you're going to do something, you need to have some type of action plan. What action plan would I recommend? Listen, hey, I think that you ought to become involved in your community. If you don't like the way that the police are policing you, then take up the right methodology, and that would be becoming involved politically, academically. Go back to school, finish your education, stop throwing your life away at 19 and 21 years old. Also, his brother, who's 21 now, I also learned, was just arrested. So it's 3 lives, right? The life of the officer and his family has been destroyed and ruined. Now the 2 young men, 2 more black men, throwing their lives away, and for what? Because you have grievances, because you're angry, and I don't know what their backgrounds are. Maybe they had so many run-ins with the police. Maybe the police, who knows? But to act and to react in this manner, I'm saying, is checkers and is not chess. It's not smart. It's not thinking about the end game. It's not thinking about the long run. You're not thinking in terms of how do I accomplish what I need to accomplish. You want police reform. You want police transparency. You want police accountability. You want all this kind of stuff. Then go about that in the right way. Talk to those who are senior. Talk to those people who are trying to implement systems and trying to change systems from the inside, or go about it in the more judicious and smart manner, rather than running up on people and performing cowardly acts of ambushing people when they don't see it coming. I mean, not only is what you did terrible, not only what they did terrible, but it was cowardly, right? You didn't even give this guy a chance. You want to be a man? Show him how much of a man you really are, and do everything up and fair. Now, I don't want people going up to police officers, starting fights, and seeing if they can take them out. That's not what I'm advocating for. But what I am advocating for is for people to be smarter in what they're doing and think about the long-term effects and the end game of what they're doing. Going up to people and ambushing them is not smart, and will not accomplish those things that you want them to accomplish. They're just not. They're going to have a negative and the exact opposite effect that you're going to do. So once again, I know that this is going to be a pretty short video, but I just wanted to get that out there. My thoughts are going out to the family of this officer, and my thoughts also go out to the family of these perpetrators, alleged perpetrators right now, from what we know so far. But 2 lives are certainly seen. 3 lives are destroyed. The lives of this family is destroyed. The lives of his mother, who's now raised 2 sons or whatever, who has the people have thrown their lives away. One for actual murder, the other one for conspiracy. The older brother now for a conspiracy after the fact, or something like that, he was arrested for. So listen, what good does it do to put more people in jail? What good has any of this done? What good has any of that? You think you're going to change police? You're going to bring about police reform through that? So if this video does make it to other people, think about what I'm saying. Think about the long-term effects about what you're about to do. And once again, it doesn't have to be strictly about law enforcement. Maybe you're mad about your job. Maybe you're mad at your boss. You're mad at your co-workers, whatever. Mad about your church, whatever. Think about what you're going to do and any type of sabotaging effects that it's going to have, not only to your own personal goals, but to the organization that you're standing for and standing by as a whole. Think about what you're doing. What you have, what these men have done is set back the relationship between black men and police officers even further, right? What they've done is put their family through grief. Now somebody has to go and visit them in jail and all the things that go along with that. You've accomplished nothing. So that's it. I just wanted to make a quick short video about that. Think about what you're doing. Stop playing checkers. Stop playing for the short term and start playing chess. Think about the long-term effects about what you're doing and about what you're going to do. Stop and think. Stop going for that immediate gratification and think about the long term. The immediate gratification is what gets people sick, is what gets people fat, is what makes people, it brings about all these negative aspects that we don't want in our society. Stop thinking about the short-term effects. Stop thinking about in the short run and think about the long run. Think about the marathon, not the sprint, but the marathon. Stop playing checkers, start playing chess. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day. This is Captain L. Hunter. That's it, coming at you.